This video is for lesson 6-3 about dividing fractions. To divide fractions, rewrite the division problem as a multiplication expression by keeping the first fraction, changing to multiplication, and using the reciprocal of the second fraction. Here's problem 1. 6/5 divided by 9/10. This is division of fractions. Follow the rule that's printed. Keep the first fraction, 6/5, change to multiplication, and do the reciprocal of the second fraction, 10/9. Now you have a multiplication problem, so use the skills that you've been practicing the last couple days. This problem can be done by multiplying first and then simplifying, or simplifying first and then multiplying. I'm going to do the simplifying first. 6 and 9 are both divisible by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. 10 and 5 are both divisible by 5. 10 divided by 5 makes 2, and 5 divided by 5 makes 1. In the numerator, 2 times 2 is 4, and in the denominator, 1 times 3 is 3. The answer is 4/3. Now, problem 7. This is a division of fractions problem. So apply the rule. And the rule is essentially to change this into a multiplication problem. You keep the first fraction the same, change to times, and do the reciprocal of the second fraction, a over b. Now solve the problem like it's multiplication. Reducing first. There's a b in the top and a b in the bottom. They cancel each other away. The final answer, a times a, is a squared. And in the bottom, there's a 6. Now number 15. Change the division into multiplication. Now that we have a multiplication expression, we need to solve using the skills from the last couple days. We can't do any canceling with polynomials unless we first have the polynomials in factored form. The polynomial in the top left position can be factored. There's a GCF of 2. So you write the GCF, and then in parentheses, 2 times 1 makes 2, and 2 times b makes the 2b. Copy down all of the rest of the problem. There's no more factoring involved. Now do the canceling. 1 plus b cancels 1 plus b. 9 and 6 are both divisible by 3. 9 divided by 3 makes 3. 6 divided by 3 makes 2. Now I observe there's a 2 in the top and a 2 in the bottom. They cancel each other away. The final result is the number 3. Now question 17 is dividing fractions. I want to change to multiplication, but I know from the last problem that once I have multiplication, I want to have factored form for any polynomials. So to save writing, I'm going to do both things at the same time. The x squared minus 1 factors as x plus 1, x minus 1. In the bottom left, it's a 2. Now remember, we're changing to multiplication and doing the reciprocal of the second fraction. So the 16 moves up to the top, and the x plus 1 moves into the bottom. Now the canceling. X plus 1 cancels x plus 1. 16 and 2 are both divisible by 2. 16 divided by 2 makes 8, and 2 divided by 2 makes 1. Final answer has an 8, and then in parentheses, x minus 1. The denominator ends up just being a 1, and so you don't need to write that when it's in the denominator. All right, number 21 is dividing fractions. I'm going to change it to multiply, And at the same time that I'm doing that, I'm going to also do the factoring. So starting with the top left position, factor out a GCF of 2, leaving x plus y. Now in the bottom, x squared. Change to times. Remember, we're flipping the second fraction upside down. The 4x moves up to the top. The x squared minus y squared moves into the bottom, and that's a difference of squares, so it factors as x plus y, x minus y. Now the canceling, x plus y cancels x plus y. The single x in the top cancels one of these x's away, leaving one remaining. In the numerator, 2 times 4 makes 8. In the denominator, there's an x, and in parentheses, x minus y. And number 25, the same idea. We're doing a division of fractions problem. The fractions themselves are made out of polynomials. It's going to involve factoring. So the top left, that is a difference of squares. It factors as 2 sets of parentheses. 2x times 2x is the 4x squared, and plus 5 times minus 5 is the negative 25. Down in the bottom, x squared minus 16 is a difference of squares. 2 sets of parentheses. X times x is x squared, and a plus 4 and a minus 4 multiply to make negative 16. Now change to multiply. Remember that you're doing the reciprocal of the second fraction, so flip it upside down and factor it. The GCF is 2x. 2x times x makes that 2x squared, and 2x times a 4 makes this 8x. Now let's do the bottom. We're looking up here. The 12x and the 30. The GCF is 6. 6 times 2x is 12x, and 6 times 5 is 30. Now the canceling. There's a 2x plus 5 in the top, and in the bottom, there's a x plus 4 in the bottom, and in the top. Oh, there's a 2, and there's a 6. Those are reducible. They both divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. In the top, there's an x, and then in parentheses, 2x minus 5. In the bottom, there is a 3, and in parentheses, x minus 4. This concludes the video.